Hello everyone. So today's topic that we are going to discuss is the Unit 4 of the Level 3 Diploma in the Business Management. So the unit that we are going to cover in this lecture is Customer Service. The first learning outcome of this unit is to know about the customer service. So in this slide, we will discuss different legislation and regulations that can influence the customer service. So we have total 4 legislation and regulations that can influence the customer service. The first is data protection. Data protection includes the law that can control how our personal information is used. Then we have consumer protection. In consumer protection, there are different rules that can keep customers safe from any unethical or any unfair treatment. Then we have health and safety regulations. These are basically the laws that can make sure that there is the safety for both the customer and the staff in the organization. Then we have other legislation called as discrimination. It is the rules that can prevent unfair treatment of different people based on their different characteristics. Now we have the second assessment criteria in which we will explain the difference between product. So in this slide, I will tell you people about the different features of the product quality. So the first feature is the performance, the second is the reliability, the third is the conformity, and the fourth is the durability. Now we have the features of service quality. The first feature of the service quality include responsiveness, the second one is access, the third one is communication, and the fourth one is credibility. So now we will going to explain the difference between the product and service quality. So this table explains the difference between the product quality and the service quality. So first is the performance. Performance explains that how well the our product works to fulfill its purpose or to fulfill the needs of the customers. Then we have the responsiveness of service quality. It explains that how quickly the service provider reacts to the needs of the customers. Then we have reliability in the product quality. The reliability explains the consistency of the product to perform over the time. Then in service quality we have access. The access explains that how easy it is for our customers to reach and use the different services provided by the specific company. Then we have the conformity in the product quality. It explains that how well our product meets the required standard. Then we have communication in the service quality. The communication in the service quality explain the clarity or the effectiveness of the information given to the customers. Then we have durability in the product quality. It explains the ability of the product to last over the time with continued use. Then we have credibility in the service quality. It explains the trustworthiness and the overall reputation of the service provider. Now we have the third assessment criteria of the first learning outcome in which we outline the different examples of the good customer service. So we have different examples of the good customer service. The first is to know the details about the product and service that you are offering. That is also called as product knowledge. So it is very important to have the knowledge about the product or services that you are offering to the customers. Then we have second is the quick response. It includes that you have to respond to the customer inquiries or issues without any delay. Then we have the assurance and trustworthiness. It is very important to make the customer feel confident in your services. Then we have the fourth thing called as empathy. So it is again very important to understand and share the feelings of the customers. Then we have the good interpersonal skills. It is very important to build the positive relationship with your customers. Then we have effective communication. It is again very important to clearly explain each and every information to the customer. Then we have the last example called as problem solving. It is very important to find the solution to the different customer issues very quickly. Now we have the fourth assessment criteria in which we outline the different examples of the poor customer services. So we have different examples of the poor customer services, like we have different examples of the good customer services. So the first one is the poorly trained representatives or representative staff. The staff that is in our company is lacking the necessary skills or knowledge would lead to the poor customer service. Then we have the second example, that is long waiting times. It is include in the poor customer service if your customers are waiting too long for the assistance. Then we have third example, that is transferring from one person to another person when we are passing the customer around without resolving their issues. Then this is also the poor customer service. Then we have the fourth example called as lack of empathy. When we fail in lack of empathy, we will fail to understand or care about the different concerns of the customers. Now we have the fifth assessment criteria of the first learning outcome, in which we will explain that why effective customer service is important for the businesses. So it is very important that your customer service is very effective if you want to run the business in a successful manner. So the first reason is that it increases the brand reputation. When you have the good customer service, it will build the positive image and trust in the brand. The second reason is that it provides the competitive advantage. It always sets the business apart from the different competitors in the market. Then we have the third reason, that the effective customer service always increase the customer loyalty. It keeps the customer coming back for more and more product and services. And then we have fourth reason, that is the customer service helps to manage customer expectations. It ensures that our customers know what to expect and they are satisfied. Now we have the second learning outcome in which we understand the customer of a business. So we have the first assessment criteria of the second learning outcome in which we state the different types of the customer in the business. So we have different type of customer in the business. The first is the internal customer. Internal customer basically include the different departments or different employees within the organizations that depends on each other for different tasks. Then we have one-off customers. These are basically the customer who make only a single purchase and they do not return for another purchase. Then we have returning customer. These are the customer that are basically loyal customers and they often come back for the repeat business or for the repeat product or services. Then we have new customer. These are basically our first time buyers or first time client for our businesses. Now we have the second assessment criteria in which we explain that what influence the behavior of the customer in the businesses. So here you can see that we have different factors that can influence the behavior of the customer in the business. So the first factor is customer needs and wants. The second factor is their geographic location, where they are located. The third is their demographic, what are their ages, what is their gender, what are their incomes. Then we have the cultural differences of the customer, and the last factor is business to business transactions or business to consumer transactions. So now I will try to explain these factors. So the first factor was the customer needs and demand. So it is very important for us to understand that what the customer is exactly looking for and what is the expectation of the customer, and are we designing the product or are we delivering the services according to the exact expectations of the customers or not. The second one was their behavior about their location, their geographical location. So it is very important to understand that where the customer is located, because their location affect their behavior. The third was their demographics, their gender, their income, and what are the other factors that shape the purchasing decision of the customers. Then we have their different values, their different customs, and their different traditions. that can affect the behavior of the customer. Then we have B2B and B2C. We have to check that whether our business is selling to another business, like is it B2B business, or are we selling directly to the customers? Is it B2C business? It also affects the behavior of the customers. Now we have the third assessment criteria in which we state the different ways to measure the level of the customer service. So there are different ways to measure the levels of the customer services. The first one is customer satisfaction and dissatisfaction. In this, we have to measure how happy or unhappy our customers are with our product or services. Then we have to check the number of complaints. We have to track that how many complaints we received in a month or in a week. Then we have to check the customer retention rate. We have to check that how many customers are returned to purchase our product or service again. Then we have the resolution time. We have to measure how quickly the customer issues are resolved. Then last thing we have is response time. We should have recorded how fast our responses are given to the inquiries of the customers. Now we have the fourth assessment criteria in which we assess the level of the customer services offered by the business. So to understand this, there is one case study. The case study is about the JetBlue, that how they use the social media for the customer service. So the JetBlue uses the social media, for example, Twitter, to provide the excellent customer service to their customers. Uh, the JetBlue have the multiple teams that actively monitor and respond to the different queries of the customers online. For example, if there is a passenger and he could not find the Starbucks at the gate, then JetBlue responded and they offered any free alternative to that customer. And during the winter storm of January 2017, the JetBlue had to cancel its many flights. So instead of changing the weather, JetBlue provide the continuous updates on the Twitter about the storms and the flight schedules. That can one of the best thing that it can do for the best customer service. So the passenger appreciated the real-time updates despite the frustration caused by the cancellations. Here is also the link to the case study. You can check this link to read this case study in detail. Now we have the third learning outcome in which we will understand how to improve the relationships with the customers. Expectations. So we have different ways to exceed the customer expectation. The first one is being proactive, not reactive. It is very important to understand the customer needs and address the issue before they arise. Then we have effective communication with the customer. It is again very important for the companies to keep the customers informed, and it is important to ensure the clarity and transparency in all the interactions with the customers. Then we have building rapport. It is very important to create this strong connection and trust with your customers if you want to go beyond the expectations of the customer. Then we have going above and beyond what is expected from you. To do this, we can deliver more than what the customer anticipates or asks for. Now we have the second assessment criteria in which we explain how to negotiate effectively. So we have different ways to negotiate effectively. The first one is seeking a win-win situation. In this situation, we aim for both parties to benefit from the argument. Then we have effective listening. In effective listening, we have to pay the close attention to the needs of the other party or to the concerns of the other party, and we have to listen very carefully and effectively that what they are saying and what is their point. Then we have a third thing in which we have to know our boundaries. It is very important to understand that what we can and we cannot agree during our negotiations. The fourth method to negotiate effectively is to knowing your customer. You should know to whom you are talking. You should aware of the needs of the customer, values of the customer, and expectations of the customer to better reach an argument. Then we have the third assessment criteria in which we explain different factors which increase the satisfaction of the customers. Then we have the third assessment criteria in which we recommend different ways in which the business could improve its relationship with the customer. So to understand the CRM strategy, there is another case study of the IKEA. Here is also the link to the case study. You can click this link to understand this case study in detail. And in this slide, I will try to explain how IKEA has successfully implemented the CRM strategy. So the IKEA uses its CRM to ensure the customer satisfaction and sustainable growth of the company. The deep understanding of the IKEA about the customer preferences through its data analytics and market research is very helpful for the IKEA to successfully implement the CRM strategy. The IKEA also personalized the experiences using the past purchases and browsing history of its customer. It also leverages the technology with IKEA Family Loyalty Program and its mobile application. The company also provides the seamless omni-channel experience across in-store and also online platforms. The company also engages with its community through different workshops, through different events, and through the continuous feedback. So in this slide, there are different recommendations based on the customer strategy of the IKEA that how any other company can improve its customer relationships. So like IKEA, the different businesses can use the customer data to offer the different promotions and recommendations. The second thing that companies can do is to ensure the seamless transition between its online and offline platform to improve the convenience. The third thing that companies can do similar to IKEA family is to introduce the programs that reward its loyal customer with different exclusive benefits. The fourth recommendation for the companies is to organize different events, different workshops, or different forums to strengthen the customer relationship. And the fifth recommendation is to implement their applications or different digital tools to streamline the customer interactions and to improve the service access. Now we have the fourth learning outcome of this unit in which we will know about how to effectively operate in a customer service role. To understand this, we have the first assessment criteria in which we explain that why effective interpersonal skills are important in a customer service context. Now we have the importance of the interpersonal skills, obviously. So the importance of the verbal communication is that it is very clear and it is very polite. And the clear and polite speaking always helps the customer feel understood and valued. Then we have the importance of nonverbal communication. It includes our body language, our facial expressions, and our tone that convey empathy and our attentiveness towards the customers. Then we have the written communication. Our professional and concise writing always ensures our clarity, and it always helps to maintain the positive image in our emails, in our chats, and any other written interaction. Now we have the second assessment criteria of the fourth learning outcome, in which we explain how to balance the need of the customer with those of our business. So here are the different needs of the customer. The first need of the customer is the problem resolution. It is important to resolve the any problem of the customer while we are fulfilling their need. The second is the empathy and friendliness. The third need of the customer is the sufficient information provided to them to make the decision about any purchase. And the fourth one is the transparency. Now we have the need of the businesses. The first need of the business is the upselling. The second is to promote the other product and services. The third is to increase the revenue. And fourth is to share the relevant information. Now in this slide, I will explain that how we can balance the need of the customer. So I have explained before that we have to resolve the problem of the customer first. So we have to resolve any issue first, but we also use this opportunity to recommend any additional product or services in our company whenever it's appropriate. And we have to show the genuine care and friendliness while gently introducing other offering that may interest the customer. And it is again important to give the customers the information about the product that they need to make any informed decisions, while also guiding them toward product or services that can benefit the business. And again, it is important to be honest and to be transparent with the customer while sharing any details about the promotions or new product that can align with their interest. Now we have the third assessment criteria, in which we will describe the different techniques which we can use to resolve the customer issues and complaints. Now I will explain these techniques one by one. The first technique was code of conduct or practice. In code of conduct, we have to follow the clear set of rules and standards to ensure the consistent and fair treatment of the customer. The second technique is the smooth process. It is important to streamline the complaints handling to make it quick and easy for the customer to get help in an effective manner. Then we have prevent, not cure. It is important to anticipate and solve any potential problem before they can affect our customer. Then it is important to have empathy. We have to understand the feeling and concerns of the customer to resolve the issues in an effective manner. Now we have the fourth assessment criteria, in which we explain how working with others improves the customer experience. Now we have different benefits of the teamwork to enhance the customer experience. When we are collaborating across the department, it ensures the smooth customer experience. And when we are working together in a team, that we can resolve any issue in quicker manner. Then when we are working in a team, we have the multiple perspective that result in creative solutions for the customers. And team effort always guarantees the quicker problem solving. Then when we have cross-functional collaboration, it always prevents communication breakdowns. And when we are working in teamwork, there is consistent service delivery that we can achieve with the help of the teamwork. Now we will explain that how this teamwork improve the satisfaction of the customer. When we are working in the team and there is the team collaboration, that it ensures the consistent and accurate information for the customer. And working together always build the trust, and it always reduces the confusion. The customer always receive the support from the different experts when we are working in a team, and this cooperation also enhances the overall quality of the customer service. The joint effort of the teamwork always ensure that customer needs are fully met, and the cross-functional teams always lead to more efficient customer interactions. Thank you so much. This is all about the Unit 4 of the Level 3 Diploma in Business Management. Feel free to ask if you have any question. Thank you.